Hey guys, we're recording. Table to my right. Make sure you guys stay put so that since I don't have permission to record you, everyone else wave to the camera. Get it out of your system. Okay. All right. Today we are going to try something really different and new that we haven't tried in here before. It's called a concept attainment lesson. We're going to give it a shot and see how it goes today. Jeremy, can you talk about it?
Is that my wrist?
Okay, you and Carlos.
More?
Yeah, neither one of us. Carlos.
I hear it all the way behind the house, Carlos.
Right.
Okay. Alright. So before we get that started, we're going to go through some vocabulary for the French Revolution. I know we did an introductory documentary that Mrs. Thomas liked. So first, let's talk about a few key concepts. Estates. Can anyone tell me what they remember from the estates that they learned about in the video yesterday?
There's curious.
Okay, Jesus. You left.
3 large social classes.
Okay, 3 large social classes. Martin, can you tell me one of the social classes? Perfect. Did everyone hear Martin? The third estate is peasants and the poor people, right? Jeremy, who's the second estate?
Nobles.
Good. And the other estate?
Clergy and Roman Catholic.
Clergy. Good job, PJ. All right, so we just talked about large social classes. You have the privileged estates, which are the Roman Catholic Church and the wealthy nobles, and then of course the third estate, which is 97% of French people. Remember, we talked about how this is similar to the Occupy movement and what we're experiencing with income inequality, not only here in the United States, but around the world. All right, so next up, we have Enlightenment ideas. So I know you guys have already completed this unit in chapter 6. So remember, you're thinking about Locke, Voltaire, Montesquieu, and how those people affected the ideals that not only in the American Revolution, but then how within the next decade after the American Revolution, it impacts the French Revolution. All right, we have Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI. Can anyone tell me what they remember about Marie Antoinette from the video?
Didn't he marry all her children? She was good.
Good. Marie Antoinette's mother, Maria Theresa, married all of her children into the royal houses of Europe.
Sorry.
And good memory. Sorry, what was that, Anna? Say that one more time. She liked to spend a lot of money. And gambled. And did she give her husband good political advice?
No.
No. How old was she when she was shipped to France?
14.
So would she probably have enough life experience to really give out good advice?
No.
Probably not. All right, what do you guys remember about Louis XVI? He ate a lot. Good. He was very corpulent,
He wanted
fat
to
or overweight in his portraits that we saw. Sorry, Jeremy, I didn't catch that. Yeah, okay. They talked about the fact that he and Marie Antoinette were not able to conceive a child until 7 years after they were married. Which, as a queen, what's your primary role in the world? Making an heir. So did the French people like her?
No.
No. What was another reason why the French people did not like Marie Antoinette? Where was she from? Austria. They're arch enemies. Really? Pun intended. Yes. Because she was an archduchess. All right. The Estates General. Does anyone remember who those folks are? Okay, Johanna's going to tell us, and he's going to be loud. Okay, that's right. The representatives of every estate, right? Louis runs out of money, and then he wants more money. But what happens? He wants to tax the nobility, who have traditionally, have they had to pay taxes? No. So what does they say? They're like, no, we got to vote on it. You guys remember, it had been 175 years since the last Estates General had been called. All right? And who are the Estates General dominated by? Yeah, right. Typically, the nobility and the clergy outvote the third estate. Okay? And each state's delegates meet separately to vote, right? and each estate has one vote. So normally there's a voting block where the third estate always gets outvoted even though they're 90% of the people. Okay? Now, and those were part of the medieval rules. Now, this clergyman, Emmanuel Joseph Sias, encouraged the third estate to name themselves a National Assembly. So what can you guys tell me about the National Assembly? Johannan says they could create rules for the people of France. Did anyone give them permission to do that?
No.
Nope, they took permission, right? Okay, they're frustrated. People are starving in the streets. They want change and they want it now. Okay, on June 17th, 1789, the third estate declares themselves the National Assembly. Yes, that's a typo. They haven't even to me. And effectively end the absolute monarchy in France. What was the tennis court oath?
They would stay there until they
They broke into and not leave until they had a constitution.
Good. Martin says they broke into a tennis court and vowed they weren't going to leave until they had a constitution, right?
Tennis court.
1789.
It's not really a tennis court.
Good. Okay, it's not really a tennis court. What was it, Jeremy?
It was in
It was a handball
made
court.
by the members of
Tennis
the
was
Why?
basically handball back then.
Why a court?
All right.
1789.
Now,
Actually, that's
they
what-
you okay, PJ?
Yeah.
Got something to add?
No, I was nothing.
Okay. Hear about out, please. All right. So they've broken down the door. They met in this tennis court because they got locked out. So then they come up with this great oath. And they've got a constitution. And what is one of the events that they need to make this happen? To force the other two estates to listen to them. They storm the Bastille. I'm sorry, it looks like this is on auto timer. So, who did Louis XVI hire to guard him? His own soldiers? Good. And then the great fear, the last thing we're going to talk about today, is that panic that sweeps Paris outward through France, right? So all of this starts in Paris, and do they have social media during this time? No. So you can't message all your friends and get them to show up and get on board, right? It takes a little bit of time for things to spread outward from Paris. Okay, so thank you everyone.
You're welcome.
We are going to now do an activity that you guys haven't done.
Yay.
So be patient. Who said no? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys a list of words. And you guys have to tell me what I'm talking about based on what it is, yes, or what it's not, no. Okay? So, we're going to do a practice round because I think practice rounds will help you guys understand this before we do our one about our social studies concept. Remember, we're keeping our essential questions in mind as we go through this about how revolutions impact one another. And that our big idea is that change can be evolutionary or revolutionary. All right, in our no column, so read the yes column for me, Anna. All flag, field, goal, points. Okay.
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay. Okay, Ivan, read this list for me, please. On the nose.
Kite, hot air balloon, sunshine, apple.
Okay. All right, so this is things that this concept is, and this is things that this concept is not. Who wants to give me a guess? So this thing is not dogs, kites, hot air balloons, sunshine, or apples. It does have balls, flag, field, goal, points. Okay, so we have a guess for soccer.
I got football.
Football.
All right, we have a guess for football. We have a guess for flag football. What else? Baseball. Okay. Any other guesses?
Sure. Cool.
Sorry, baseball.
Golf.
Golf. Okay.
Handball.
Okay. Alright, anyone have any other guesses they want to add? Okay. Alright, so here's another set of words that just, well, now I'm going to set more words up here and then you guys are going to tell me whether they describe our potential concept or not, okay? So the word is mud. Should I add it to the yes or no column?
The word is what? Yes.
Mud.
What? It's a dog.
You want me to add it to this?
No.
Okay, let's take a vote. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Who wants me to add it to the no column? Thumbs up if you want me to add it to the no column. Okay, if you want me to add it to the yes column, thumbs up.
Mud.
You
Mud or-
have to vote.
Mud or mud?
No.
Mud.
What?
Mud. M-U-D.
Oh.
Mud. Sorry. Apparently I'm not being articulate today. Okay, so mud. If you want me to add it to the yes column, thumbs up. Are we voting twice, Julian?
Yeah, for one thing.
Okay. All right. And if you want me to add it to the no column, thumbs up. All right, we're adding it to the yes column. Okay. How about competitive?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
You want me to add it to the yes column, thumbs up. Okay. All right. How about kittens?
No.
No.
Okay. Hey, don't laugh at kittens. They're very
I know.
popular at my house right now. I have a 4-year-old. Okay. All right. How about net?
No.
Okay. I heard someone say no.
I said no.
Okay. Thumbs up if you want me to add it to the yes list. Okay. Goes on the yes list. Sorry, Julian. You lost to a Democratic vote. Okay. How about carrots?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. How about shin guard?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's
It's
football.
soccer. What the heck?
I mean
Soccer?
All right.
There's
I heard an
no
oh, it's
soccer?
soccer. All right. How about laundry?
Yes.
No.
Laundry.
No.
Carlos,
To be close.
should I add laundry to the yes or the no list?
No, not your underpants.
Laundry, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay.
Liar.
I agree with
You're lying.
yes. I mean, don't you have to watch the uniform?
It's yes.
Okay. How about
Yes.
corner kick?
Like, right?
Yes. Oh,
yes.
it's soccer for
Yeah,
sure.
okay.
Yes. Okay.
Quarter.
Okay. How you doing, PJ? You good? All right. How about beach ball? Yes or no, Colin?
Yeah, for the fans.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Beach balls in the.
You already put ball.
Yeah, but I didn't put what kind of ball, right? We. Okay. And Manchester United.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
They're not a soccer team.
They're not a soccer
Nope.
team.
They don't know how to play.
Okay, thumbs up if you want me to add Manchester
Put
United
your
or
thumbs
Real
down.
Madrid to the yes list.
What?
They're not a soccer team.
I love your mouth. Okay.
Just put it to the no.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
What?
Okay, Odalise, can you read the list for me on the yes?
Ball, flag, field, goal, points, mud, competitive, net, shin guard, corner kick.
Manchester United. Sloppy writing. Okay, and Melissa, can you read the no list?
Dogs, kite, hot air balloon, sunshine, apples, kittens, carrot, beach ball.
Good, and laundry. Sorry. Okay. Who wants to refine what we think our guest should be here? Do we think it's still golf? No. Okay. Do we think it's still baseball? Okay. Do we think it is flag football?
No.
Do we think it is football?
Yeah, just with a U.
Okay. Football with a U.
Yeah.
So we think.
There.
So So we think it's European football or soccer in the United States, right?
Yep.
Okay.
There's a.
Good work, guys. You refined your concepts down, right? You used the evidence, you arrived at a conclusion, you got it. Now we're going to do it with the social studies concept. What was that?
There's no kid.
Oh my. That's better than what I heard. All right.
There really isn't.
Okay, does anyone have questions about how this process works?
No.
All right, Jeremy. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to give you the same list. You're going to help me come up with the concept. Okay. Thank you. All right. Who can read this from here?
I
Ivan.
can't read it.
I know, I'm in the way, Jeremy. I'll be out of the way in a
That
minute.
was Julian. That was.
Sorry, Julian.
Maybe that's
Like,
everything.
apparently I don't recognize all of your voices while my body is turned.
That's how you always take.
But you recognize mine, that's just weird.
Some voices are easier for me to distinguish
She said
between
you
than
sound
others.
like a
Who am I?
Jeremy have a squishy voice.
You can just say it's because DJ has such a beautiful voice, I'm able to hear it from the back. All right, Oasis, can you read the yes list for me?
What's the
Third.
third versus state, economic law,
All right.
monarch versus anarchy, division, and starvation.
Okay. All right, this thing is not
Working.
this list of things. So let's see. Ivan, have you read for me yet? Okay. Easy, Carlos. That was definitely talking that time. Yep. Eyes in the back of my head. Hey, Julian, what did I just say about eyes in the back of my head? All right. Ivan, go ahead and read the no list for me.
War with another. Strong order. Unification of classes.
Okay, sorry, start again. First one.
War with another country. Strong header. Unification of classes. Peaceful transition of.
Okay, Julian, did you catch all that?
No, he was speaking to the song.
Okay, why don't you read this list really loudly?
I can't read.
Why don't you stand up and come over and read it?
I got a better idea.
Get the wiggles out. What's the better idea? Do you, oh,
That's
glasses, perfect. Let's totally put those on. We'll make this whole exercise way more enjoyable. Okay?
Oh, whoa! Okay. War with another. Wait, which one am I supposed to read?
The no column.
Okay, war with another country, strong leader, unification of classes, peaceful transition.
Puppies.
Really?
Yeah, puppies.
Then shouldn't kittens be on yes?
I just like to throw you a small, a
Curveball.
soft, easy, underhanded pitch. Okay? Okay, Claudia and Brianna, I know you're not on camera, but I hope you're not doing anything on that Chromebook until we get to that part of the lesson.
Still related to history.
Okay, I'd still like you guys to pay attention to the board. You can get to the part related to history in a minute. Thank you. All right, now, in a whip around fashion, I'm gonna ask you what you think we're talking about here, what concept. So let's start with Gabby, who is also putting up. I love it when you guys wear your glasses so you can see the board. It's amazing. All right, Gabby,
Whole different world.
got a guess for me? The question is what concept do you think we're talking about here, based on these words? Like football, you're guessing. And then I'm going to give you more words that you're going to categorize. Just looking up Jeremy. Words.
The National
Jeremy's-
Assembly.
All right, good. Gabby thinks we're talking about the National Assembly. Melissa.
It was,
These are all guesses, okay? Clearly, I'm gonna have to work on my handwriting on the board for you guys.
Or I could wait
Alright.
out for you.
Thanks for the offer. I got it. I don't want to trip over you up here. All right, Melissa, Odalise. Let's guess.
French Revolution.
French Revolution. Both of you, okay? Paul,
French Revolution.
okay?
French Revolution.
So 1, 2, 3 guesses for that. Jeremy.
Great Fear.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Great.
What's your guess?
Say it louder.
The Great Fear.
Great Fear. Good.
Started the
Carlos.
French Revolution. They started attacking people.
The old relief.
Okay, I feel like you're just picking words out of books now.
Go.
Okay. Julian.
French Revolution.
Okay. DJ.
French Revolution.
Alright, so that's our fifth guess for the French Revolution. How about you, John?
I guess. The French Revolution.
Also the French Revolution, okay. Ruben?
I would say the French
Look.
The French Revolution.
Also the French Revolution. Alright. Talking over here needs to settle down. Jen, what concept do you think we're talking about? What concept do you think we're talking about? What do these words, these yes words describe?
The Revolution.
You also think the French Revolution? How about you? Itzel? Okay. Brianna? The same. Okay. Claudio?
Yeah, I'm guessing the same as
Okay. We're up to 11 for French Revolution. How about you, Jesus? Okay. Ivan? All right. Martin?
Rise of the Revolution.
Okay. And Johanna? All right, 15. All right, so we have 15 guesses for the French Revolution, 1 for the National Assembly, 1 for the Great Fear, and 1 for the Old Regime.
I mean, but they
So based on those words,
Is it Great Fear?
what was that, Julian?
That is Great Fear.
What about the Great Fear?
Nothing.
What is that?
All right, so now I'm going to show you a scrambled list. Well, I'm going to tell you the scrambled list of words and write them in because, you know, running out of board here. All right, so where would I put status quo? And before I ask you to categorize it, does everyone know what status quo means?
A little.
Okay, status quo means when we keep something the way it is.
No.
So the existing system is the status quo. It's the normal one, right? Okay, so thumbs down? Okay. All right, how about the National Assembly?
Yes.
Okay. So status quo, National Assembly. Okay, how about fruit?
No.
Okay. How about bread?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. All right, how about Marie Antoinette?
Yeah.
Okay. How about a successful monarchy?
No.
Okay. emigres. Does everyone know what emigres are? Okay, emigres are people who immigrate to another country, but usually it's for political reasons. So, do you think that helps describe our concept? Or do you think it doesn't help describe our concept? No? Okay, thumbs up if you want me to put it in the no column.
Oh wait.
Okay. Okay, thumbs up if you want me to put it in the yes column. Julian's voting twice again.
Where did you guys read this?
And lots of people didn't vote. Okay, so the no's have it for emigres.
Watch me.
Okay, how about economic stability? Okay, it goes in the no column. All right. And how about, let's see, storming of the Bastille? Okay. And a state-controlled church. Which one does that one go into? Does everyone know what that means? Okay, the state-controlled church, is that a church controlled by the government or by the Catholic Church? What do you guys think? Okay, so you're saying a state-controlled church is what? Goes in the no section? Okay, does everyone think it goes in the no section? How about you, Carlos? Martha thinks it goes in the no section.
Which way?
A state-controlled church. A church controlled by the state instead of being controlled by the Catholic Church. Jeremy says yes.
No, I said no.
You said no. PJ says yes. All right, PJ, why do you say yes?
I don't know.
She's agreeing to disagree. Oh my. We're setting a tone. Okay, Jeremy, why should a state-controlled church go in the no column? Does it describe what's happening during this time in our concept? Nope. Does everyone agree with that? Claudia? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, let's look at our yes column of things that this is. Third versus first estate, economic collapse, monarch versus anarchy, division, starvation, National Assembly, bread, Marie Antoinette, Great Fear, storming of the Bastille. Ruben, what do you think it is? Out of our guesses, what concept do you think we're talking that all of these things fit in? All right, still the French Revolution. Does anyone still think we're just talking about the Great Fear?
No.
Okay. Does anyone think we're only talking about the old regime?
No.
Okay. Does anyone think we're only talking about the National Assembly?
No.
Okay. So the concept you guys have arrived at is that we are talking about the French Revolution.
Yay.
Everyone agree? Yay! PJ's clapping for us. I think you all should give yourselves a big congratulations. Thank you, Julie.
That's huge. That's how big it is. That's huge.
You're so loud, but thank you. All right. Good work. So, good job, guys.
Thank
You
you.
used what you read, what you saw in the video. You do not get candy. I don't want to contribute to anyone's sugar rush when I'm videotaping. Sorry.
Oh, that's true. I did that.
You know, you guys have plenty of energy with that. So here's what we're gonna do. Today we're gonna work on a digital timeline, and I keep forgetting that Fridays are short days. So
We're at 10:35.
you're out at 10:35. Thank you. So what we're going to do is I want you guys to read over this weekend for homework. Okay, so first let's review. Next Tuesday, Chapter 6 test. Your Cornell notes are due then for Chapter 6, sections 1 through 4. And you have a test, and we'll finish up the French Revolution documentary after the test, okay? Thursday, we're going to continue what we start today. Your Chapter 7.2 Cornell notes are due along with 7.1s that you've already done and the 7.1 workbook page, and I'm assigning 7.2. But that's due next Thursday. Is everyone Are we on the same page?
Yeah.
About when it's due? Good. Okay, so right now, thank you all for everyone who was able to bring their Chromebooks today. I want you guys to, let's see. You guys want to pair up or work in groups of 3? I think 4 is going to be too many. I'm sorry, what? Groups? Well, you're doing groups. You want to do pairs or groups of 3? Pairs? Okay. Alright, I want you guys to pair up with somebody. Sit next to each other at a desk. Make sure at least one of you has access to a Chromebook.
Listen.
Alright, quickly shuffle right now. Because then we're going to do a quick discussing and thinking about to get you started to transition from this concept into our digital timeline. Okay. So guys, what did you think about when you saw starvation on the list? Okay, that made you guys think of bread. Okay. And what do you think people felt about the removal of the monarchy once it happened? Sorry, what was that? What do you guys think people felt about the removal of the monarchy, Carlos?
That is wanting them to be gone.
Okay, they wanted them gone. So do you think they were happy, excited?
They were.
In theory,
They wanted to change the government because it was unfair.
Okay, so once the monarchy was gone, how do you think people felt in Paris? Relieved. How about you, Brianna? How do you think people felt in Paris once the monarchy was gone? Relieved. Relieved as well? Okay. What do you guys think? Let's see. How do you guys think this affected the relationship between the new leadership and the peasants? 97%.
It was better.
Think it was better? Okay. Why do you think it was better?
Because
You don't know? That's okay. I'm just curious. Anna, what do you think people thought about the new leadership, the peasants? They thought it was better? Do you have a reason why? Okay, the people feel like they have more control because they were able to affect change. Are there any current events in the world today that we see that mirror what we're seeing? John, I hope you're not doing something that is not related to a digital timeline on that Chromebook. Okay. What do you guys think about the world today? What did we talk about yesterday? Do you remember? Syria. Good. Carlos was paying attention, even though he's whispering over there. All right. We talked about Syria and the Arab Spring, right? You know, and it went from being a movement to a revolution to a civil war that's still being fought, and they're still having conflict, and there's no resolution. So what I want you guys to take away from this is that, especially when we're talking about our essential questions, and which I think actually got changed since yesterday when I had written them up.
Yeah, I apologize. I had a reason for doing that we discussed.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It didn't even occur to me.
That's okay. So since our essential questions changed, what you guys should be making this connection to is the essential questions that we've been using so far in this unit, which are revolution. Well, the big idea is that revolutions can be evolutionary or revolutionary. And we're filming, so sorry, you cannot be in here right now because we're filming. Thank you. Okay, so big idea. Revolutions can be evolutionary or revolutionary, and we decided that this was revolutionary, right? Because it didn't evolve out of the current status of things. Jeremy, are you okay? Okay. All right, and that your essential questions of how do revolutions impact other nations. So the example of the Arab Spring, right? So we know that the American Revolution impacted the French Revolution, and that we have in the Arab Spring, we had it's called the Arab Spring because even though it started in Syria, there's been a big push for reform in surrounding countries. And most of those countries have already had their conflict resolved, right? But Syria is the one that's still in the civil war. All right. Can anyone tell me how imagining yourself in this time helps you process and analyze what you're learning about it? Does it help to think about yourself in the role of a peasant or a noble, to understand how they might have felt or why they would have voted for the National Assembly or not? Jeremy's shaking his head yes. Claudia?
It would have helped me learn what kind of position they were in.
Good. That helps you see it from their perspective, right? Okay. Awesome. All right. I'm going to give you guys a quick video. Let me pull it up.
Mrs. Cooper,
Yes, Mrs.
while you're pulling up the video, may I make an announcement?
Of course.
Okay, tutoring after school today, 2:30 to 3:30. Bring your chapter 6 test review packets. I will be collecting those on the day of the test. The following people need to come to tutoring: John Brito, Ivan Escalante, Brianna Hernandez, Ruben Lozano, Claudio Monsivais,
Jen and Ezel, can you hear what Mrs. Thomas is saying? You guys are talking.
Itzel Perez, Jennifer Rodriguez. You guys need to show up here this afternoon. Thank you, Mrs. Cooper.
Thank you, Mrs. Thomas. Okay. Okay, this is a 3-minute video. That will appear on the screen in a minute. Ugh. Failing at screens, guys.
Then it shows like right. Speak up.
Okay, give me just a minute to get the volume up. Make sure you are in your paired groups. And that did it.
The French Revolution, the emergence of the modern state. So, how did this all begin? For hundreds of years prior to the Revolution, French people, like most Europeans, were divided into 3 social estates: clergy, nobility, and the lowest estate, the commoners, which existed to serve the other estates. Above all was God's gift to mankind, the king. But this hierarchy was being questioned by the Enlightenment, a movement of intellectuals who promoted the use of reason and science. Revolutionary ideas began to spread to the public. So, in the 1780s, when an economically broke and spoiled monarchy tried to increase taxes on the commoners, resentment reached a new level and riots began. On the 14th of July, 1789, revolutionists stormed the Bastille Fortress, a symbol of the royal power. This date is marked as the beginning of the end of the old monarchy, which has become France's Independence Day, even though the king was beheaded only in 1793. Shortly after, the French adopted a universal declaration which stated, "Men are born and remain free and equal in rights." This was a radical change, even though it left many people out. But the French Revolution was far from a smooth ride. Actually, it was a bloodbath, which led to external and internal wars. The newly introduced guillotine worked overtime, beheading tens of thousands of French during a period known as the Terror. In 1799, the revolution ended when a military commander by the name of Napoleon Bonaparte seized control of the French legislature, eventually declaring himself emperor. Although the revolution began and ended with a monarchy, it had a crucial impact on Europe and world history, and laid the foundation for a modern state governed by the people. Things you gotta know. Let them eat cake. Queen Marie Antoinette's supposed response upon learning that the poor peasants had no bread. The
But she didn't
American
really say that.
Revolution was considered a major source of inspiration to the revolutionists in France. The French tricolor was formed during the Revolution. The ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity associated with it were superimposed many years later.
Okay, I think that did a good job of giving you guys the highlights in the form of a funny video. Alright, so, is everyone in their groups? Okay, you are going to use something called Capsules, which is a digital timeline tool. I'm going to take you through my sample one. And then I'm going to hand out a rubric that you are going to use in the creation of your timeline. We're going to work on these a little bit next Thursday for about 20 minutes. And then you guys will be presenting them to each other so that we can hit all the highlights and make sure we understand the different aspects of what we're discussing. Alright, so okay, this is one that I did for last spring on Bay of Pigs. I obviously want you to do one with at least 10 entries. Let's see if it's gonna load up. It's going to be slow. Here it goes. Okay. It's going to be slow. Has everyone in here used Prezi before? Claudia's used Prezi. Okay. Claudia, what's Prezi?
Prezi is basically an online website where you can make presentations, like the ones in PowerPoint. So I like the ones in Prezi better because they look really good.
Yeah. So Prezi is the new PowerPoint. I won't be assigning you PowerPoint projects because that is not, PowerPoint is not something that's really used in the modern workforce anymore. Unless your company has, unless you work at a law firm with a bunch of people who, and attorneys who don't use computers very well, which is a gross generalization, and I am stereotyping. The truth is that you will be using newer, better digital tools. And since you all, or most of you, have smartphones and you all have Chromebooks, I know you have access to these technologies, and I want you to work on your 21st century skills. So one of the ways we do that is that I introduce you to different tools. This one is called Capsules. The person who is creating the account, whoever's Chromebook you're using, the other person in your group with the Chromebook can use theirs for research. But what you need to do is that person needs to create a free account to set this up, because you'll be turning in your links to me next Thursday for me to grade, but we'll also be using them to load up the presentations so that everyone can see each other's timeline. So you'll want to create a timeline, and then you can play it, and then you can add text in to go. So I want you to use a balance of images and text. Let's see, when you click on the timeline, you can access text about different events. And just as being slow, so I'm sorry it's not, the projector's not catching up. But let me hand out your rubrics, and then I want you guys to get started with your partners. I'm going to also put the rubric up on the screen, but we'll turn the lights back on to make it easier to move around. Okay, does anyone have any questions about this assignment? Right now. Okay. Okay. So you guys need to have correct content and facts. You need to have a minimum of 8 to 10 events. Aim for 10 in case you don't get something correctly, I also have cause and effect maps that we didn't use earlier since we restructured the lesson and didn't do a reading today. I'm passing those out. Fill these in with the events that you're going to use for your timeline, just so you have notes, okay? Each team needs a rubric so that you know what you need to do. Read over the rubric, let me know if you have questions, but again, I don't want timelines that are all graphics or all text. It needs to be a balance because you don't want to bore your peers with what you're putting together. Okay. Is everyone in a pair so they can do their work? Do I have an odd number of people? There's your rubric. You're welcome. Here are your concept maps. You're welcome. Concept maps. Rubric, who are you working with, TJ? Okay. Sounds good. Okay, rubric for you guys. Rubric. Welcome. You guys have any questions over here? Okay. That's okay. I know. Okay. So the reason why we're spending so much time in class on this is because, and I'm not just giving it to you for homework, is that I want you to learn a new tool. And I realize that takes a little bit of time. I'm here to help answer questions. I'm leaving this rubric up top so that you guys have that for reference as well. You each have an individual copy. You have enough time, let's see, to get this a good start on this. Yes. Sorry about that. Thank you. Here's your rubric. You guys share. Here are your cause and effect maps. Remember, our cause and effect maps help us organize the information that we're going to use. Yes, just be quick. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have questions. We'll be walking around. Perfect. Is anyone else getting locked out? I noticed several people are here.
These. That is. Have you?
Because of how you're logged in, you're logged in, so not able to use it. Okay, sorry. This is a really good tool if you have to do a presentation in another class, as well as Prezi. We'll do a Prezi later in the term. Were you able to navigate to it okay? Okay, it looks like someone who wasn't logged in, who was logged in to their Chromebook as an unknown user got blocked, but
So what are we using then? Prezi or?
use capsules. I want you to learn a new tool. But if you're logged into your Chromebook as you, it's letting you get to the website. And only one of you needs to create an account. Only one person in your group needs to create an account. Just make sure both people have the password and username so that you guys can use it. Thank you. I didn't realize that it would lock them out of getting to the website if they weren't logged in. I don't, I wish, well, and I wish they could have said, like, this is what the kids can do on these things. No, yes. What's up, Gabby? Are you logged in as you? Oh, here, it's that, sorry, it's in this one. Let's see if the internet's being slow. Okay. How's it doing? Thinking about it? I'll just stand here and hover while it thinks about it, and we'll make sure you get it. Lots of other people have it loaded up. Uh-oh. That's an internet connection issue. See if you can get it to connect to the Wi-Fi. Alright, how's it going over here? You guys navigate there? Perfect. Okay, make the account. And then you can both log in and add to it. Or one person can do research and the other one can start adding in. Use your concept maps to help organize your information, guys. Okay. So Odalise, since you have it up, you could start it, and then Melissa, you could do research, right, on yours, and then you can both add to it on Odalise's while it's loaded up. You got both computers don't need to log into your presentation. You can have one logged in and use the other one for research. You have these great Chromebooks, so I hope you can use a little bit more in class.
You had to pre-predict to send it when we are kids.
But he's not
When's your
back,
birthday?
so.
You want to step outside real quick?
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, they would go put your mind on my day.
I know, but we
What day
can't
did
be
you-
gone for like an hour and a half.
Your package, you put 1995 in that.
Jeremy, could you two stop hitting each other?
Nice step. Wow. That would be what you like that? Yeah, what happened? Well, Leo.
Okay, no sign.
Can I go check?
No. Okay. How do you make a timer? Alright. So why don't you just scroll to the top? Go to my stuff. Well, yeah, absolutely. You can go to create. And new capsule. Okay? You guys figure out how to go to create and start a new capsule? I know. That's the point, is that you're learning a new tool. That's why we're devoting class time to learning a new tool. Well, I don't think my point is to make you struggle, Jeremy. My point is for you to learn a new tool. You could watch a video tutorial where you could just, you could create one and start adding it.
There we go. I can't do it.
Okay, do you have any questions over here, guys? Okay. What? As long as you're over 13, you're allowed to have internet.
So the old regime.
Yeah, we don't need live. And only one of you needs to create an account, right?
Put that good. Ah.
So only one of you needs the account. You're doing one time altogether, right?
Wait, why is it like this?
Okay. So since Zeus has it up, you can use the concept map with the events that you want to put on your timeline, right? I'm coming, Jeremy. One sec. Okay, and then are you a research group? Okay. Jeremy, you had a question?
Oh, why did I find out?
So this is the effect. These are the causes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're just gonna put on this effect.
So you put the card here.
With different causes.
She meant this.
Yeah.
Then
All of these are causes leading to this event. It's called the fishbone diagram.
yours.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Alright, EJ, I don't know where your partner went, but don't worry, on the rubric, on workload, you're getting more points right now.
For me in the school.
Okay, how are we doing over here?
So you want to room?
Okay, perfect.
One day right into the capital.
Yep. Hello, Gabby, how are you guys doing? Okay, perfect. Paul's adding stuff on his fishbone diagram, good. Any questions? Okay. We are filming. Do I have a permission slip from you? Okay. I have a permission slip. Okay.
To sum up starvation, just say bad weather. So we know how to put it, so I know what message to put it.
What part do you want? Step on which one?
You want his shadow? That was me.
After that, just call me back. Just call me back.
You don't have to do it, it's there to help. We're gonna work, so,
Trust
sorry.
me, I took PowerPoint about it.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. T. As a reminder, we're gonna review these in class next Thursday. We'll have 20 minutes to finish them in class next Thursday, but you've had time, we've discussed a lot of the causes, right, of the French Revolution through our concept statement activity. So you have a lot of the raw data that you need to start setting up your timelines. Okay, Jen, slow down, please. Thank you.
Okay, no. Oh, wait. There was one at some point.
Not part of the project. Okay, how's it going over here, you two? Okay.
Like, drag the thing up.
Oh, right. I like that. Is that going to be the title slide since you guys did it? No? Okay. It's not going to your capsule, then you have to close it. Julian. Too long. You were gone for a very long time. Okay, so we're not going to go to the bathroom anymore if that takes that long again, okay? PJ has your rubric.
I only have one number.
I figured as pairs you could share it, so I'm trying to save the environment a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay. So you're researching causes of the revolution that you're going to include in your digital timeline, although hopefully you don't have a ton of research to do since we've read about it, watched a video about it, and talked about it as part of our content, right? So look the rubric over, Julian, so you know what's included. Gabby, your face is less than impressed with what you're reading. Just it was like this very intense, like thoughtful look.
The graphic.
You look it up and tell me so I can just add them right into the computer to my presentation. I already made an account ahead.
So how do you start? You go over here, create, and you start a new password. Highlight capsule, see it get really like a time capsule, but then they had to go through that so that you have a capsule. I don't know that. That's my best.
Maybe go. I don't know.
Chapter 7.
Use pen.
Okay. You don't like the background, great, change it. Remember, balanced images with balanced text. It's all text, it's not very exciting. If it's all images, it's not as informative as it could be. But you also, when you're presenting, you'll want to tell people about it. You won't necessarily want to read a paragraph. Okay. We're going to work on these next class for about 20 minutes. But, you know, you have most of your pencil already, so hopefully that'll be enough time. Because, believe it or not, some people aren't accurate. Or they put it in things from the scientific revolution and the French Revolution. So, it's important to know the era that you're talking about. All right. Are you doing?
So I'm gonna try again. Look at this.
Keep charging.
Yes, I want you to do that.
I heard my name.
Presentation.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that one.
Very good.
Do you know me?
Oh yes, I know you, and because I know you, that's why I'm telling you.
So you
Because you're capable of doing it.
So, I know it's very struggle, but I want you to add titles while you're into that, so add content. Part of the reason why I'm having you guys use a new tool is that these are your, what we call 21st century skills. So one day when you have a real job with a real paycheck, you're going to have to learn new tools. So, I know it's a hassle right now, and then you all could do a PowerPoint, but then I would be challenging you. And that's why we're having
So
content.
it's this right here. Or is it before this?
Content what?
That one.
Before this, no?
Yep.
This is beginning.
Absolutely.
Isn't
So
it
you
the
can tell the short and content.
Yeah.
Just read it.
Ah, huh? I thought I was looking at that. Why is it
Okay.
Oh, it's
So,
just
go
listed in.
ahead and have that block.
Wait.
Okay, Claudia, that better be your capsule.
From
Okay.
Google?
Yeah.
From Google?
Yeah.
Alright.
So we'll click the thing. No, no.
I mean, that's what they wanted. They wanted the kids,
Now we left.
Oh, copycat is always working.
You add content and all this, we're adding to it.
It's where I live.
And what I was
Yeah, we do have pictures. The background. Where did I put it? I don't know.
Is this background?
Or just
Yep. You want to use the baby background to make it interesting, you do it. You will not be docked points for picking a silly background. You would be docked points if you did not do realistic things on your timeline that are from the French Revolution, but this is your timeline. Gabby, oh sorry. Thank you. Gabby, what's up? Yeah. So you can blog directly on your timeline. So each of these, so the nice thing about this tool is it explains what each thing is, but yes, that you can use the blog entry to put text on a timeline, then you can also add content or pictures. So you can pull some pictures as long as you just cite them off Google Images, right? French Revolution. I know. Mrs. T is involved in very important work, Paul. Very important work. Now you know what she's doing when I'm teaching.
Probably a dark color.
Smart, smart.
Oh, can you change the outline color as well? That's a big effect, you know. You take that
So that's like the timeline. So we're supposed to do what's the first thing that?
Sure.
Like the egg. Yeah.
So like this. I guess. That shape is not right.
High prices for bread.
Oh,
Well, and the overall quality is right. So these are all
Yeah, it pops up. Yeah, but like it doesn't fit. Because it's supposed to not fit, so just make it black.
You've already seen a video about it, right? You've already read about it. So the goal is that this we did a concept statement and a lot of the clauses, right, in the Revolution. So the goal is that you are more familiar with this material and not should not be totally new material when you're using it. So does that make sense, John? Yep.
Hot dog.
Sorry, how do we answer what?
What's a hot dog bun? I'm gonna listen to some Ludwig.
I like it.
Or some Wolfgang. Wolfgang? Wolfgang, are you done?
You know what? Let's not worry about doing right now. Let's add content
I'm gonna
because.
listen to some Wolfgang. This one?
Yep, you can log out text, you can put pictures, right?
I'm gonna make it now. Everything's just
Hey, Jesus Simon, how's it going?
description?
Good, good.
This is spring, the first Sonata of 4 seasons, 140th
Is that what? I think we should, okay. The background pictures are cool, but let's start putting pictures in, right? Okay, you have 1 more minute, so does anyone have any questions for me?
We're doing.
You cannot use Google Docs because the point is that you're learning a new skill and a new tool. Or else I could have assigned you PowerPoint, which I know you guys have all done. And it's time to go. So we will work on this more on Thursday. Chapter test on Tuesday. Homework due Thursday will be workbook pages for 7.1 and 7.2 and Cornell notes for section 7.1 and 7.2. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, have a really great weekend, everyone. I want to hear what everyone did next week. Hopefully it's more fun than sitting in front of a small child soccer game out in the heat like I will be.
It's a baseball game.
I am totally a soccer mom. Can you tell? Very well. I do not do minivan. Thank goodness. We have a small SUV because we have huskies. Well, one are for older. When they were young, I walked or ran for like 5 miles. It's crazy. Crazy. Alright.
Is anything
Really? I'm gonna show the video come up.